I've got my lead prill here with all the caked on stuff on it, and I've got this about 2/3 full of water, and it's reached a little bit of a boil. I turned it down just a little bit to kind of keep it at a low boil, but we're just going to take that, drop it right in there, and we'll give that a bit to see what happens. I'm hoping it just strips all the old slag right off the metal. One thing I will mention is I just crushed up all the remaining slag in my improvised dolly pot, and because that reaction never completed, there was a lot of sulfur bound up in that slag, and it actually became kind of a nose burn just to even be near it. So I threw on my my respirator, had to, just so I could get that crushed up. And then here in a little bit, seeing how this goes, I'll take the remainder of that material and pour it in after I get that lid clean, and we'll see what settles to the bottom and what can be poured off. See, it's only been about 5-10 minutes, and you can see it's a little cleaner. But what you can't see is it's become softer. This black, and you know, now it's kind of flaking away now that it's dried off a little bit and I've taken it out of the water. I'm gonna put it back in, but this is working well enough. And I'm just gonna take the rest of the material, which I've got down to about yay coarseness. Well, you can actually see the metal in there now that I pounded it out. I'm just gonna pour that all in and let it boil. See what we get. And that water just went instantly black. Yep, I think most of that powder just almost instantly went into solution. So like I said, we'll give it a little bit and we'll see what it comes out like. Alrighty, this has gotten very black. It's nice and thick, and I've lost some water just from boiling action. So I'm gonna set this here. I'm gonna pour off the excess liquid and then add more water to try to freshen it back up. But I kind of want you to look and see at this liquid, how black it is when I pour it off. I mean, that is just jet black. Set that back on there. I didn't quite pour it all off because I didn't want to risk losing any floating metal, which the water looks sparkly, but it's not that bad. So we'll give that another heat and let that go for a bit and have another look in a few minutes. Well, I've been after it for a few hours, and I've got some results here, but not really what I'm after. No matter how much I switch the water out, it almost instantly goes black. Almost like it's acting like a dye. And it's just not breaking down any finer. I have a feeling that if I broke this down to a powder, that it might be able to cycle through fairly quickly. The problem is I just don't have anything to do that with. Which kind of goes back to the whole why I built the improvised ball mill and the improvised dolly pot, is I don't have the equipment. So I think what I'm going to do now is I got a big chunk of lead, and I got the little bit that I poured off earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and melt those down and just a torch and get them into a single unit, and then put all the other scraps, which I've got here as a pot, together in one place and dry them out. And my next smelt, I'll just pour all this back in and bring it up to temperature slowly to make sure I've driven off all the water, and just see if I can smelt this stuff back into at least to let all the small pieces collect. Another failure, but it was certainly an interesting experiment. Thanks. And just for the sake of ain't that cool, that is 0.55 pounds of lead. I just went ahead and cleaned up what I had. Thought it'd be kind of cool. Got a little graphite mold I just poured it in. I'll still got a lot, when I melted this, I still have a lot of little beads of lead down in there that need to be recovered. But that's for a later time when I've got the smelt fixed. And but until then, I got a chunk of lead. Hey, I got the lead out.